Steve Velocity here, and I just wanted to show you what I'm up to right now. This right here is the workstation that I'm going to go ahead and build, and these are some cedar posts I cut down to about 31 1/8 inch, and I'm basically going to put them just like this, square up 4 legs. They're the cedar that came from the crates out back, and sanded them down with 60 and 80 grit, and finished it up with 150 grit, so they're nice and smoothed out. And I'm going to go ahead and cut some pilot holes right here in the corner, and then just build this as the actual table itself. It's not going to be anything that has to be especially square. And then once I get all 4 up and they're totally square, then I'll go ahead and build. I'm not sure what I'm going to use right now, but I'm going to go ahead and put the workbench bottom somewhere in this area, and then put plywood on the bottom. That's the plan right now. It is 2 different kinds of wood, but hey, this is what I've got. At least I'm going to try to make it look nice. We'll see how it goes. Okay, I got the legs on. Everything's squared up. And as I was working with this thing, I thought of a great opportunity to share something that I learned. Sometimes when you're the only person doing the work, you need a second set of hands. And it may seem simple, and there's probably a lot of you guys that already know this, but for those who don't, I'll just kind of point it out. Now you see, basically what I've done is I've taken some like 1x3 or 1x4 pallet wood, and I've just taken it on the outside, sort of adjacent to this right here too, so that it's fairly even. And then this is what I'm going to attach the plywood to. Right now the table's upside down because it was just easier to work with at this height. Anyway, what I wanted to show you guys, this is very handy when you've only got 1 set of hands. I discovered that if I put one of these clamps right here like so, when I come over here and I start trying to work on the left side, lining everything up, I've got actually something that's supporting that board while I pre-drill holes and put in the first screw. So something really simple. I don't think it would work with anything wider than a 1x2, probably 2x4, but anything wider than that might be a little bit hard, but it's a good second set of hands. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put this last board on right here. Then I'm going to go ahead and sort of sand it down a little bit, cut my plywood on the top, and this thing would be pretty done at that point, other than maybe me putting a couple of drawers in it, but that might be a project for another day. So far it's coming out pretty good. Everything's squared up, and it's going to work for me. So the next stage I'll go ahead and show you here in just a few minutes. Alright everybody on YouTube, Steve Velocity is back again, and so far this is the first table. This is the finished product. All I did was a really simple build anybody could do. If you look on the very bottom, all I did was measure out from the outer side of the trim all the way around. I think it was 27 inches by 44 3/8, and then what I did is I cut 3 1/8 inch in around every one of these legs on the bottom. I used a jigsaw to do that, pre-drilled all the holes, and then just took regular 1 1/4 screws and then screwed the bottom part on. And then here on the top, went ahead and I wanted a little overlap. And basically, I know there's a lot of professional benches out there, and they have them even, and they've got wood vices and, you know, all that really good stuff. And one day I would like to be able to do that. But with the space I have, I had to make some choices. And one of the things I like about having a lip is when you need a second, you know, some extra hands, That right there will hold the board. You notice I can use this. I can drag this whole thing off the wall. I can use 3 sides on it. I really want it to stay against the wall, so I made this flush back here. But you can see anytime I need to measure or need an extra set of hands, I can do cuts this way and this way, and any number of projects I could do. So anyway, that's my reasoning for wanting to have a lip on the edge right there for this. And all I really did was just the 3/8 inch plywood on the top, nothing fancy, sanded it down. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some linseed oil on this and let it dry. I know it takes probably, once you actually put it on, 2 or 3 days to dry, but I have a bunch of linseed oil left over from one of our garden projects. I'd like to get Danish oil because it's easier to put on. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to test the linseed oil in an obscure location and see if it makes it look hideous. If it does, then I'll just go ahead and eventually get some Danish oil and coat it on this, because I think it would just bring out the natural wood as far as that goes. So this is my workbench number 1, and I wanted to point out too, you notice the height of it is right. Now I made it 36 inches. That's a couple inches higher than a lot of the books say, but it's right at my hip joint. And so that's, for me, that's the perfect height. So if I did want to do some planing or something like that, I mean, it's pretty sturdy. I mean, I bet it'd hold probably 200 or 300 pounds if I had to really push down on it. Whoops, sorry about that. Hit the garage door with my level. All right, let's see what I did here. Okay, I don't know if you can see it or not. Now I got the level on there. It's level. Now for me, that's pretty good. I was a little worried about the legs, and I'm really making a good effort to do the best that I can do, and that's fairly level. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's still in the lines, so I'm happy with it. So let's see. This is the first time I'm looking at it, so you can see a little bit of a line there on the bottom. Okay, so the bench top isn't totally level, so if I was going to be building like a really professional one, that I would have to work on that. But for what I'm doing here, since tools are going to go up here, like maybe a chop saw, it's going to have its own platform. I believe that's how they are. And drill presses, they'll have their own platform. And if I have a disc sander, it won't matter, or a belt sander. So any number of things I can do here. I have a friend that likes to take his belt sander, turn it upside down, and clip it upside, clip it and use it. And so basically, I might be able to do something with this lip and a belt sander. For all intents and purposes, this is a basic utility workstation. So I think I'll start working on some other section of the garage here. Boy, this may be a ongoing project for the next month, one piece at a time. Well, I may give another video today, but I'm not sure. Oh, I wanted to show one more thing. Now, temporarily, there's a section there for drawers. I'm not really prepared to put the drawers in right now, but I did have these trays, and they could be used, who knows, to hold sandpaper, any number of just light duty items, and they slide right on in. Piece of cake. Wasn't sure what I was going to do with that, but I still have a habit of using things laying around and making use of them, so maybe that's the homesteader in me, I don't know. Or the certified tightwad. Anyway, I think it looks alright for now. And if you guys got any suggestions, let me know. Have a great day. Steve Velocity out.